That feeling in your chest right before you hit buy, that's not excitement. It's your brain running a play on you. And it works every single time, even when you know better. Today, we're going inside that moment, not to make you feel bad about it, to show you exactly how it's rigged and how to beat it. Every purchase you've ever made, the coffee, the impulse order, the thing you didn't need, you didn't actually buy the object. You scratched an itch. Boredom, stress. Sometimes it's nothing more than knowing something's on sale. This isn't about willpower. You're not weak and you're not bad with money. You have a brain that's really, really good at getting tricked. Your brain doesn't care what the itch is about. It just wants relief. Right now, not tomorrow, not after you've thought about it. So today we're going inside your own head to find exactly where that itch comes from, and the one trick that lets you feel it, without letting it spend your money. By the time this is over, you'll catch it in real time. Watch what happens right before you buy something. That rush in your chest, that's the peak. Your brain hits its highest point right when you're deciding, not when the box shows up at your door. There's an actual spike. It climbs the whole time your finger's hovering over the button, and the second you click, it drops. Fast. That new pair of shoes never felt as good as the 10 seconds before you bought them. That's not an accident. That's just how the reward system works. Here's the part nobody tells you. Your phone isn't just a phone. It's a slot machine you carry in your pocket. The average person checks their phone 96 times a day. That's 96 pulls of the lever. Every scroll, every notification, you might like this. Same machine, same odds. It just doesn't look like a casino, so you never clock what's happening. Here's why a sale feels better than simply having the money. $100 flips down to $49 and your brain doesn't register a discount. It registers a jackpot. Your brain isn't built to love good deals. It's built to love surprises. Even the ones that cost you $50 you didn't plan on spending. The item barely matters. The surprise is the whole product. Now, you can't just switch this off. Your brain's not going to stop lighting up. That part isn't broken. It's working exactly the way it's supposed to. But if you can't stop the spike, you can change what you do the second it hits. I'm going to show you the exact trick. I call it name the itch in a few minutes. It works in the moment every single time you use it. But knowing your brain reacts this way is only step one. The real question is what you're actually trying to buy. Here's the layer underneath the itch. You're not actually buying the thing sitting in your cart. You're buying what having it says about you or what not having it says about you. Sometimes it's identity. The right sneakers, the right bag, the right car. You're not buying an object, you're buying the version of you that has it together. The one your coworkers see. The one your ex sees on Instagram. Think about the last time you started a new job or moved somewhere new. Suddenly the old wardrobe wasn't good enough. Nothing about your closet changed overnight. Your sense of who you needed to be did. That's why the item barely matters once it's home. You weren't shopping for the shoes. You were shopping for the person wearing them. And that person, it turns out, never actually needed new shoes to exist. Other times, it's simpler than that. You're stressed or lonely or bored out of your mind, and buying something is the fastest legal way to feel anything else? Picture it. It's 9 at night, you had a rough day, and your thumb is scrolling before your brain even decides to. The product barely matters. What matters is that for the next 10 seconds, you get to feel like you're doing something about how you feel. Retail therapy isn't a joke. It actually works for about 10 minutes. Then the box shows up a week later and you can't remember why you needed it. So let's put a number on that. For 30 days, Carl wrote down every purchase he made that wasn't planned. No groceries, no bills, no rent. Only the things that appeared out of nowhere and felt urgent at the time. 23 purchases, $340. Then a week later, he tried to list them from memory. He got 9. 14 of the things he'd bought that month, he could not remember buying at all. That's $4,000 a year, spent on items he couldn't name 7 days later. And here's what makes evenings so much worse. It isn't that you run out of some willpower fuel. That idea has been badly overstated for years. It's simpler than that. By 9 at night, you're tired, you're distracted, and you have quietly stopped scrutinizing anything. The sneakers didn't change. Your attention did. Which is exactly when a limited time offer or an only two left notification hits your screen. Not at 8 in the morning, when you'd glance at it and move on. At night, when you're barely looking. You're not buying the thing, you're buying the feeling. But understanding the itch doesn't make it go away. The real trick is knowing exactly what to do the next time it starts to burn, and that's what we're covering next. So here's the trick, the one that actually works the moment the itch hits. 3 steps, and the whole thing takes about 4 seconds. Step 1, catch it. Before you can beat the itch, you have to actually notice it. That little flush of, I need this right now, before your hand even reaches for your phone. Most people never catch it. They're already 3 taps into checkout before they realize a decision is being made at all. Catching it just means pausing for 1 second and asking, is this the itch talking, or is this actually me? You're lying in bed, scrolling, and you see a hoodie you didn't know you wanted 10 seconds ago. That's the itch. Catching it is just noticing that 10 seconds ago, you were completely fine without it. Step 2, name it. Out loud or just in your head. When Carl feels that pull towards something he doesn't need, he says one line. That's just the dopamine slot machine looking for a payout. That's it. That's the whole trick. You're not telling yourself no. You're not white-knuckling through willpower. You're just calling the feeling exactly what it is. Here's why that one sentence works. Think of it less like brain science and more like this. You have a fast reflex system that reacts before you think, and a slower control room that actually weighs things through. The reflex system is the one that saw the hoodie. It's quick, it's confident, and it is not remotely interested in your bank balance. Naming the itch is what wakes up the control room. Psychologists have a term for this. Affect labeling. Putting words to a feeling measurably calms the brain's alarm response, and it shows up on scans. You're not suppressing anything, and you're not arguing with yourself. You're just describing what's happening, and the describing itself turns the volume down. Remember the slot machine from earlier? Naming it is like turning the lights on in the casino. The machine doesn't disappear, but it stops looking like a mystery box and starts looking like exactly what it is. A machine doing its job on you. Step 3, choose, don't react. Once you've named it, you still get to decide. Maybe you buy the thing anyway, but now it's a choice, not a reflex. You're not saving money. You're winning the game your own brain was playing against you. Say the hoodie is still there after you name it. Maybe you buy it and that's completely fine. But now you're the one deciding, not the itch. Maybe you close the app instead. Either way, you are not on autopilot anymore. So let's run it on Carl. Remember those 23 purchases, $340, 14 of which he could not even remember making? He ran Name the Itch every day for the next 30 days. He still bought things, 8 of them, $110. And this time, he could name every single one. That's $230 a month he kept, without ever once telling himself no. Now, this isn't magic, and it will not erase the urge on the first try. Some nights, when you're tired and you've stopped looking properly, the itch is just going to win. That's normal. This was never about never buying anything again. And to be clear, none of this applies to groceries or rent. It's for the stuff that appears out of nowhere and feels urgent for no real reason. It works because it isn't about stopping the feeling. Feelings aren't the enemy here. It's about recognizing every single time that you get to decide what happens after one shows up. That decision is the only part that was ever actually yours. Do this enough times and something changes. The itch doesn't disappear, but it stops running the show. Next time you feel that pull, you'll catch it. You'll name it. And for the first time, you'll be the one deciding, not the itch. If this changed how you see that itch, the next video is about catching it before it becomes a $500 mistake instead of a $5 one. Subscribe, the next step is waiting.